I have lived in Orlando for about 6 months, and it is a strange place. So let's get right into it.
The tram is always the first ride. I definitely don't need the map. Steve Martin used to work here. Oh my gosh, the light is off. Oh no, it's on, it's on. I wish they had Fast Pass for corn dogs. I'm gonna go rest my legs at the tiki room.
Puppets!
You know that's bromine you're smelling? It's not chlorine. I saw the real skull above the bed. Here Pedro Pascal always eats here. Who wears a Harry Potter shirt at Disneyland? I actually don't think kids should be allowed in Fantasyland. Can you believe this is my third Dole Whip of the day?
So I know that one is a little bit of satire, but that is basically the personality of the people that you get to deal with when you live in Orlando. So if that seems like your type of person, this might be the place for you to live. So I'm going to have to mute this one because of the pop song playing in the background.
Shadows fade away, night turns into day. Holding tight we stay in this gentle sway. Hearts unite in twilight's gleam. Bang bang Ariana Grande. Floating in.
Yeah, basically just, again, like a bunch of Disney adults who live here. It kind of feels like if all the theater kids from your high school got together and just made a city, and then you were just like stuck here. Like there are fun things about it, but it's not like everybody's personality. It's not what I want to be forced into day after day.
I'm a Disney adult, but ain't no insult. I'm a Disney adult, no, it's not a cult. The man of my house, his name's Mickey Mouse. He makes our dreams come true. I'm a Disney adult.
So yeah, when I first moved here, I got some major culty vibes. And I grew up in Utah, and I am Mormon, so that's saying a lot. If I could grow up in the Utah bubble and then somehow come to like a different state and feel the culty vibe stronger than I did in Utah, that's kind of saying something about the culture of the city. I also found it odd. A lot of people will not ask what you do for work. A lot of people will just say, "What park do you work at?" And then it always comes as a shock when I'm like, "Oh, I don't actually work at one of the parks. And I'm not really a Disney person. And I'm not really interested in going to the parks." If you hit them with all three of those things in a row, they're no longer interested in getting to know you.
Orlando is one of the hardest places to be successful in.
Which is crazy. You wouldn't think it would be because, like, it's the city life. But, like, it's almost like it's so touristy and there's so many, like, it's like a melting pot, which is dope.
Yeah.
But, like, it's almost weird to step out of the bubble because it's so touristy. You got all these theme parks, all these retail stores, all this stuff that they expect you to work at. A lot of people make it, and once they make it, though, they gone.
Honestly, Houston or Atlanta, those are the two places they network.
If you don't work for one of the parks, then there's really not much reason to be here. There's really like no other industry that thrives here. You can go into the city of Orlando, but it's pretty soulless, to be honest. I don't know of like another way to describe that, but there's just like, I've lived in Atlanta, I've lived in Charlotte, I've lived near Fort Worth, lived in Salt Lake City. They all kind of have like their own vibe, but when you go into the city of Orlando, there's just like, I don't know, it's just kind of empty. Also, I used to live in Atlanta, I've mentioned a couple times. Atlanta gets more visitors than Orlando does, but it does not feel that way at all. And when I lived there, I literally lived in the most touristy part of the city. I could see the Georgia Aquarium from my front doorstep, and I loved it. And now I live very close to Disney World, and it's kind of awful.
Come shopping with me in Orlando's international premium outlets. So the first shop I started in was Kate Spade. They had some good prices, but nothing in particular that caught my eye. But I did like the look of those makeup bags. My next stop was Coach. I really loved the look of this bag. I just wasn't sure how I felt about the material with the UK winter, but I love the Disney collection they have. They had a lot of different styles that I hadn't seen before, like this slouchy one. I did really like the wine coloured one, but I preferred gold hardware, so I didn't get that. They had lots of bag charms available.
So if you're not like a Disney adult or into the parks, the other major thing to do here is to go shopping. There are gift shops and stores and strip malls and normal malls and pop-up shops and farmers markets and just like endless shopping. People consume and spend so much in Orlando. It's crazy. And if you couldn't tell by my pretty empty room, I don't really spend a lot of money on like trinkets or junk, but here it's so much like part of the culture. Like people just want to go shop. Like I've had dates where people just want to go like buy stuff or window shop, which is fine, but it's just not me. Like I don't know how people can consume so much.
Hi guys, let's go to Gotcha together, but in Florida. Oh my gosh. At least here in Gotcha, I know that they're like legit because, you know, if you know, you know. Look at this wall. This is adorable. Got a cart. This is not good. They have this Naruto series. I've never seen it before, but Itachi is an option, so I think I'm gonna get one for Paul. As if you know, Paul has been trying to get the twins and he has yet to get them. Should I get him one? Look at all of these little mysteries. They have these Gotcha mystery bags. This one says it's an Easter bundle, has one Labubu, 150 credits to play.
So I have had times where I've wanted to go shopping, I've wanted to go to the mall, and I will circle the parking lot for like a solid 30 minutes and just never find a spot. Like that's how busy the malls are here, and it's every day. You can go any time of day. They're just packed. Like people just shop a ton. Anyway, I just ended up leaving. I've done it a couple times where it's like, okay, not worth it. This is just not my thing.
To everyone that's considering moving to Orlando, I just want you to know that this is what I-4 looks like. And this is like heading towards Disney, and this is, it doesn't matter like what time of day you go, like this is your reality. So if you don't like traffic, Orlando's probably not for you.
So the traffic here is very bad. It's been said thousands of times. It really doesn't bother me just because that comes with living in a city. If you move to a city, there's going to be traffic. Like that's just how it is. Of course, Disney and Universal, they make it worse.
If you're trying to move to Florida and you're looking into Orlando as your new home, you're better off not even moving here. I was in Orlando for a golf tournament all weekend, and the traffic in Orlando from Disney and Universal is out of control. You're on a dead stop on the highways, all of the freeways have traffic, the side roads have traffic, and I'm like, oh, you know what? Disney and Universal are here, there's all this traffic, it must be a fun time, right? Wrong, because it's a bunch of strip malls and chain restaurants and a whole bunch of nothing. So unless you're a Disney adult and you're going to put on your Mickey Mouse ears and get a season pass for Disney and go there every day of the week, do not move to Orlando. It is a glorified suburb with a couple of massive amusement parks there that are going to clog up the traffic everywhere you go.
I will say about the traffic, I have never experienced this anywhere else I've lived, but people will go 15 miles an hour under the speed limit and nobody passes them. It's wild to see because everybody who's driving is not actually from here. So they have no idea where they're going, but nobody else on the road knows where they're going either. So nobody's going to pass anybody because they don't know where they're going. They're just going to drive slow until they find it. And if you live here, it gets super frustrating very quickly. I am a bit of a more aggressive driver, and yeah, it gets on my nerves. I want to get to where I'm trying to go, so just get out of the way. I wanted to end with this video. It made me laugh. Perfectly encapsulates living in Orlando.
My first time in Orlando, gators, dead malls, endless condos. They envisioned an urban metropolis.
So there you go. That's what it's really like living in Orlando. I feel like I saw so many videos before I moved here of people like saying, oh, don't move here, or make sure you know about this before you move here and stuff like that. And I just like ignored it. I don't know. It doesn't really click until you actually live here. 2 quick words of advice if you're thinking about moving here. Disney World does fireworks every single night, usually at 9 p.m. and 10 p.m. And it's a cool show, but it gets old very fast, especially if you're trying to go to bed at that time. There's fireworks 7 days a week. And they go crazy for holidays. So they'll do bigger shows for like Halloween and Christmas and New Year's and like just whatever holiday. They'll just have a bigger show, right? So keep that in mind. And if loud noises at night are not your thing, don't worry. There are helicopter tours that run every 20 to 30 minutes all day long. And they like to fly about 50 feet above your apartment building every single day. So keep that in mind, especially if you have pets or dogs that are afraid of fireworks or loud noises. This might not be the area for you. I will say that I am in love with Florida. I'm not very in love with Orlando. I think the people here are very nice. The weather is beautiful, the wildlife is really cool, and there's always something to go do if you want to spend the money to do that. You'll always have another option, but make sure that this is really like a place you want to live if you're thinking about moving here. If you have ever lived in Orlando, what was the worst part? Please leave your thoughts in the comments below. Subscribe if you related to any of these videos. And if you like this video, here's another one that you can go watch, and I'll see you next time.